what it's on. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Courtside Seat Show. Of course, you already know it's your boy Sean the Slim God. Let's go ahead and get started. So this week has been a lot of little moves going on, man. I'm going to definitely keep y'all updated with what's going on and what's popping. Jabari Parker actually signs a 2-year deal, $40 million with the Chicago Bulls. That's a super duper look. This should give Jabari Parker some room to actually do what he wants, develop himself a little better. He just came off of a couple of injuries the past few years, so him going to the Bulls gives him a fresh start. There was actually a 3-way trade where Jeremy Lin went to Atlanta Hawks and Kenneth Faried went to the Brooklyn Nets. That's actually a pretty decent move for the Hawks. I like the way they're trying to put a couple people around their new superstar, Trae Young. So super shouts out to that. Kenneth Faried should have been gone. They finally got some room to get rid of him. I don't know what the Brooklyn Nets are going to do with him, but hopefully Kenneth Faried can make a new name for himself. And speaking of the Denver Nuggets, Isaiah Thomas actually got picked up for a 1-year minimum. They're only going to be giving him $2 million this year, which kind of sucks because you could remember about 2 years ago, Isaiah Thomas was that real deal and he was looking for a max. But after that hip injury, everything just went downhill. So I really commend Isaiah Thomas for just trying to keep his spirits up in these times. Hopefully in Denver, Isaiah Thomas could get back to his full form like he was in Boston. And Jimmy Butler was offered $4 million, $110 million from Minnesota, and he actually turned it down. There's been rumors going around that he wants to play for another team, and he's been in contact with Boston's Kyrie Irving, and he's trying to get that done. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see him gone before the beginning of the season, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be on a superstar team because that's pretty much how the league is looking right now. And some other moves that went down. The only move made by the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason was actually Shannon Fry. They picked Shannon Fry back up for 1 year, $2.4 million. For what reason, I'm not quite sure. I know Shannon Fry is still there because, as long as you're going to give him a check, he's going to stay. But, it makes me scratch my head about what the Cavaliers are doing. But I'm not surprised. That's just the organization. And James Ennis actually got signed to the Houston Rockets. He was previously with the Memphis Grizzlies, so I really commend him. I'm sure his energy is going to change now that he's with a winning team. He was really decent with Memphis, but pretty sure he's going to step his game up. Probably coming off the bench or replacing Trevor Ariza, so we'll definitely see how that's going to go. And going into week 4 with Big 3, again, I'm really just enjoying these games. It's just the intensity is really stepping up. Power and Ghost Ballers played against each other, and Powers beat them 50-45. It's actually really close all the way to the end. Ghost Ballers actually had the lead coming off the first half, but they just couldn't hold off Power in this one again. Corey Maggette put up 19.7 rebounds and 3 assists, and Big Baby puts up 11 points and 7 rebounds. So really good numbers. Carlos Boozer put up another double-double with 15.17 rebounds, but again, it just wasn't enough for the Ghost Ballers. I think they're just going to need another score. Three's Company got their 3rd win of the season, beating Ball Hogs. After Baron Davis kind of landed on his foot wrong and he left the game, DeMar Johnson actually came out and showed out. He put up 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, and they really just couldn't stop him from the field, man. And Ball Hogs really just need some better defense. We might have to look at Scalabrine getting moved, for real. And the 2 last undefeated teams played against each other, Tri-State and the Three-Headed Monsters, and that one really went down to the wire. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf was balling. He put up 20 points, and he probably had about 4 or 5 assists, which was really important assists that he was putting up. He really had control of the whole game pretty much the whole time. Overall, there was a lot of complaints going on with the refs this week with all the games. This one in particular had Nate Robinson get ejected. He ended up having 2 technical fouls, basically arguing with the refs, trying to figure out why he wasn't getting these calls. In return, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf just took over. His pick and roll was killing the game this whole time, man. So kudos to them for winning and going 4-0, and it's definitely looking like they're going back to the championship. So, straight up kudos for Three-Headed Monsters, and Tri-State ain't no hoe either. I think they're going to be fighting to try to get to the championship this year too, man. Kudos to both teams, really. And Trilogy got their first win of the season, playing against the Killer Threes. There was an early ejection, of course. Like I was telling you, these referees were just acting real shady when it comes to the fouls, and Meta World Peace actually did a punt, kicked the ball off the court, and got kicked out of the game, which was absurd. But when you know Meta World Peace, the Ron Artest, then you knew that this wasn't a surprise. But yeah, there was a lot of complaints going on with the referees this game, and I think that really started off the Killer Threes wrong in this game, and they just really couldn't step back up after the beginning, and the physicality of Trilogy is just too much for them. Al Harrington put it up 19 points and 5 rebounds, and Derek Byers was the three-point threat all game. It was really cold. So super duper shouts out to Trilogy for finally getting their first win of the season. They're definitely gonna have to win out, and we'll definitely see if the Killer Threes could actually bounce back from this. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Make sure y'all come back next week to get full details and highlights of everything else that went on through this week. See y'all. Peace.